Welcome once again to Whatever You Need. Before we dive into today's story, let us remind you to subscribe to our channel, hit that like button, leave a comment to share your thoughts, and if you'd like to go the extra mile in supporting our work, don't forget to click the join button. Your support keeps this community alive and allows us to bring you the most detailed and thoughtful coverage of the stars you care about. Today's spotlight falls on Yaman, an actor admired worldwide for his charisma, his discipline, and above all, his unique bond with his fans. But in recent months, even this beloved star has faced challenges that have pushed him to the edge of patience, and according to his own words, could even risk leading him to abandon his acting career. For years, Yaman has stood out not just for his talent, but also for his approachability. Unlike many celebrities who distance themselves from the crowd, Yaman has always taken pride in being close to his admirers. Whether at airports, outside film sets, or during glamorous events, he has consistently greeted those waiting to see him. Smiles, selfies, autographs, he has offered them all, embodying the image of a grateful actor who understands that fame is sustained by the affection of the public. Yet fame is a double-edged sword, and recent events have demonstrated how easily admiration can transform into something overwhelming. The most troubling incident occurred during a highly anticipated awards ceremony where Yaman was scheduled to appear as a guest of honor. True to form, he refused to enter the venue before greeting the fans who had gathered outside, waiting for hours just to catch a glimpse of him. What should have been another joyful moment of connection, however, quickly turned sour. According to eyewitnesses, one woman, perhaps overcome by excitement, tried to approach him in a way that crossed the line from enthusiasm into harassment. Though no physical harm was done, the intrusion into his personal space left the actor visibly uncomfortable. Still, demonstrating remarkable restraint, Yaman kept his composure. He smiled, avoided confrontation, and walked into the event without making a scene. But those who know him well insist that behind his forced calm lay real distress, a feeling of being cornered and unprotected. The news spread quickly, with Turkish and international outlets picking up on the story. Headlines described a shaken and disappointed Yaman, forced once again to navigate the complexities of fame. Journalists reminded readers of a past interview in which he had admitted, half seriously and half as a warning, that constant invasions of his privacy might one day drive him to abandon acting altogether. In light of the recent incident, those words feel more urgent than ever, a plea not just for respect, but for recognition of his humanity. The reaction online was explosive. On one side, fans condemned the incident outright, calling for greater boundaries and reminding fellow admirers that affection must never turn into harassment. On the other side, some voices sought to minimize what happened, excusing it as excessive enthusiasm. Yet the central question remains unresolved: how much intrusion should a public figure be forced to tolerate simply because of their fame? The conversation gained further weight when Demet Özdemir, a fellow actress and longtime colleague of Yaman, decided to speak out. Known for her candor, Demet expressed both her disappointment and her anger at the situation. She made clear that she was deeply hurt to see her friend subjected to such treatment, highlighting that no one, no matter how famous, should have to endure harassment disguised as admiration. Her intervention added fuel to the debate, with many interpreting her words as a sign of solidarity and even protective affection toward Yaman. The presence of a voice like Demet's has underscored how important it is to separate admiration from invasion. Celebrities may choose careers in the public eye, but they remain individuals with private lives, personal limits, and vulnerabilities. When those limits are crossed, the damage is not just to their peace of mind but potentially to their careers. Commentators in the entertainment world have reflected deeply on this situation. One analyst noted, "What Yaman is experiencing is a universal problem for stars. When the public feels entitled to every moment of your life, your identity as a person is erased." Another added, "Fans should remember that their love can be both a gift and a burden. To sustain a career, an artist needs encouragement, not constant stress." For Yaman, the balance has become precarious. His repeated efforts to remain open and approachable, the very traits that endeared him to fans, are now making him vulnerable to situations that cause distress. This paradox lies at the heart of the current debate. Can a celebrity remain truly accessible without endangering their mental health? At this point, let's turn to you, our viewers. What do you think? Should stars like Yaman create stricter boundaries and limit interactions with fans, even at the cost of seeming distant? Or should admirers exercise more maturity and respect to preserve the special bond they've long enjoyed with him? Drop your answers in the comments, because your opinions matter, and enrich the discussion here on Whatever You Need. Beyond the immediate scandal, this story also highlights the fragility of fame itself. Admirers may assume that success and wealth protect artists from suffering, but in reality, they can make them even more exposed. For Yaman, who has built an international following with projects in Turkey and abroad, any misstep or controversy is amplified across borders. Social media ensures that even a small incident can be replayed endlessly, dissected frame by frame, and turned into a global headline. Still, those closest to him emphasize his resilience. They point out that he has faced storms before, and has always come through with his determination intact. His professionalism during the awards ceremony was itself proof of his strength. Rather than lash out or retreat in anger, he chose dignity and composure. For many fans, that makes him not only a talented actor but also a role model of patience and respect. The question that lingers is whether he can continue to bear the weight of such incidents. His repeated warnings that he could step away from acting if harassment continues must be taken seriously. After all, to lose an artist of his caliber would be a blow not just to Turkish entertainment, but to the many audiences abroad who have come to admire him. As we conclude today's coverage, remember that you are watching Whatever You Need, your go-to channel for in-depth stories about the stars you care about. Don't forget to subscribe for more, hit that like button if you enjoyed this discussion, and share your views in the comments. And if you'd like to support us even further, hit join, and become part of our growing family. The recent incident serves as a reminder, behind every celebrity's smile is a human being who deserves boundaries, safety, and respect. If admirers can learn to love without crossing those lines, perhaps Yaman will continue sharing his talent with the world for years to come. But if those boundaries are ignored, the risk is real. A great artist might one day decide that the price of fame is too high. Thank you for staying with us, and until next time, this is Whatever You Need, where your curiosity meets the stories that matter.